everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're making Kubba recipe. I'm gonna go through every step with you guys, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Ritana, and I would really appreciate it if you guys would like, comment, and subscribe and share it with your friends. And yeah, let's get to the ingredients. To start with the ingredients, I added 3 cups of groats and half a cup of bulgur. As you can see here, the groats has like white dot in it, the other one doesn't. I also add 2 heads of onion, 4 pieces of garlic, 1 pound of meat, and a lot of salt. To this dough that we're forming over here, I'm gonna add the dry ingredients, and I add 1 tablespoon of salt, and then I'm gonna wet it, but just like kind of wash it, and then I'm gonna drain all the water from that, and then I'm gonna make it like sit on the side for about 15 minutes before like I try to mix it with my hand. And I put a plastic on top so it wouldn't dry out, if that makes any sense. If you don't take all the water out of that, it's gonna be soggy, and when you work with it, it's not gonna form the kubbas that we're making. So that's why I completely drain it. This recipe is Middle Eastern, and there is a lot of way to make it. So some people make it with only groats, which I have done that, and it worked fine. And you can use the half cup of bulgur if you want. I heard it makes it hold itself more. I don't know if that's true or not, because for me, either way, it comes out perfect. As you see here, I'm covering it with a plastic so it wouldn't dry out, just like I said before, so you didn't have a crusty top. And now to the onions, I have to cut them really fine, and I cut it first, and then I go over it, like over all the onions, so I can get them really small, because that's what I want. Next, here I'm cutting all my garlic pieces to small pieces. Then to my pan, I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. You can use any oil that you prefer. In this recipe, less oil is better. And now I'm adding my garlic, and I'll let it salt a little bit, and then I'm gonna add my onions. So the reason why I say less oil is better, because our onion already has some moisture, so we don't have to add a lot of oil, and oil makes our kubbas not close and tear up. And our meat already have oil in it, and water too, so we don't have to add a lot of oil. 1 tablespoon is enough. Okay. And now I'm adding our ground beef one by one, and I'm also like mixing it and then adding more. So I would get the meat to be on the bottom and the onion to be like like more on the top, if that makes any sense. When I add my meat, I put it on low heat. When I was doing the onion, I had it on a medium heat, and now I'm adding a little water so it can steam up a little bit, and then I would have my ground meat cooked. And I also mixed it, and I saw like some red pieces, or so I kept mixing it until I got a solid dish. And now I added my kubba seasoning, and I added 1 tablespoon and half, and I'm adding my chicken seasoning. I added 1 tablespoon, and I'm also gonna add a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder, and if you want it to be spicy, then add your crushed red pepper, and also black pepper, which I did here. You can add a little bit at a time and then mix it and then taste it to see if it needs more. That's the best way you can do it. And yeah, then I turn it off when all the water is absorbed, and I let it cool because we can't use a hot filling in our kubba dough, so don't do it. To make the dough, I wet my hands with some water and I keep punching it and then folding it. I know it's crumbly right now, but you keep doing that every 15 minutes and then cover it with a plastic and you're gonna get something like this. Afterward, it takes progress and just keep punching it until you get a form like this, but don't put a lot of water because a lot of water will make it soggy. And now to forming the kubbas, as you can see here, I punch it in the middle and my thumb, and then I work it out, and I want it, you know, to form kind of like a filling so I can put it in, kind of like a hole, but not really a hole or a pocket. Let's say a pocket, yeah, to make a pocket. And then I press it with a little spoon, and then I try to close the sides. Close the sides really good, and then you can wet your fingers so you can form the Kibbeh shape, as you can see here. Keep the plastic wrap on the dough on top so it wouldn't dry out. And when I form these, I put another plastic on top of them too, on top of my kubbas. When I'm forming my pocket, I keep doing it from the bottom to the top, and I make sure the sides are not thick. And I only added 1 teaspoon of my ground beef filling, and then I close it. And I also have water on the side just because when I form it, I wet my finger a little bit, if that makes any sense. If you put too much ground beef in the middle of this kubba, it might explode and it might not close, and you would have like some part of it showing, which would lead to later on when you cook it, it will like open up, you know. Here I'm doing another shape that you can form. So let's say it showed like a little bit. When you finish, you can take a piece and then add some water and then keep pressing it, and then voila, it's good. That's how much I made. So now it's all done, and these are how they look. They're not the same size, and that's okay. And I also have another recipe of how to cook it, and I'll link it somewhere. It's called Kibbeh. It's in my YouTube channel, but I'll put it in the description box or up here somewhere. And also you can eat them like boil the water and then add a little salt, or you can just leave the salt, is up to you. And then when the water boils, you can drop one and then wait 5 minutes and then take it out and then eat it. I'm gonna show you how to make that. So here I place some water inside of my pot. I add some salt, and then when it starts to boil, I add my kubbas. You can add more than one, but don't place them on top of each other. And the kubbas that I made, I put them in the freezer because the next day we will bag them. So once my water boiled, I added a lot of salt, and then I added my kubbas. After that, I wait until they float up in the water. That means they're ready to be eaten. And then I also add, like when I take them out of the pot, the boiling one, I add a lot of steak sauce. You can add anything that you want. I already tasted the filling. The filling is kind of spicy. You can add more spice to it, but just taste it first and then add more, you know, so you wouldn't get like fire, like jalapeno taste, you know. But yeah. And now it's time for the taste test. I'm gonna dip it a little bit in the sauce. It's so good. I'd highly recommend it. And another way you can do it is actually boil it and then fry it in the oil or air fry, maybe. I haven't tried it, but you can try it if you want. So, sorry if you hear noises, that's my daughter in the back. We can't do nothing about that. She's awake, so yeah. The one that I put in the freezer, I'll put them in the Ziploc tomorrow when they freeze, so they wouldn't stick on top of each other. And I can use them for any other recipe that I want. It's like chicken dumpling, that's what they are. I mean, meat dumpling, but yeah, you can do a chicken one. That's all for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.